We are in Washington, D.C., and we're going to show you the fun things you can do here. It's 8:30 and we're now waiting in line for the U.S. Capitol building.
This iconic seat of Congress has witnessed centuries of debate, decision, and the ongoing pursuit of democracy.
Now we're starting our U.S. Capitol tour. This is the compass stone and it marks the center of the city.
You are right down a room called the Rotunda. Rotunda is a word that means a round firm unlaid domed ceiling.
In the Capitol, each state gets 2 statues, and here's Ronald Reagan, which is one of the 2 statues for California. This is George Washington stepping down from commander of the Continental Army. We saw that in Annapolis. This is one of the most famous paintings. It's George Washington and some other people presenting the Declaration of Independence to the Continental Congress. The second statue from California is Junipero Serra, who founded all the missions.
Before we got the statues, this room used to be called the House of Representatives chamber because this is where the House of Representatives used to be.
And that was the U.S. Capitol building.
My favorite part was the statues, since every state got 2. It was kind of cool to see every state's pick.
I was impressed by the rotunda, but I do wish that we got to check out the Senate and the House of Representatives. Our next stop is the Library of Congress.
This is where knowledge is preserved and stories shape the soul of the nation. Right now we're in the Library of Congress and they gave me the scavenger hunt. We're in the Great Hall, so we need to find a bull, scorpion, and a crab. So we found a crab and a bull. Scorpion.
This is the Gutenberg Bible, which was printed in Germany in 1455. And it's one of the first printed Bibles, but they make it so that the print looks like it's handwritten. And this took around 230,000 passes through the press, so it took 2 years to complete. And there's only 180 surviving copies in the world today.
This is where they filmed National Treasure.
That is the Library of Congress.
My favorite part was looking at the actual library. It was very cool because I watched National Treasures a lot, and it was very exciting to be in the same room as they filmed it.
And I liked how we were able to take a tunnel from the Capitol building all the way to the Library of Congress. That was a cool little cheat code. I wish we could go in more of the tunnels, but I guess I would have to become a government official. Now we're at the Supreme Court, but there's a hearing right now, so unfortunately we can't go in. Now we're at the National Museum of African American History and Culture.
Founded in 2016, this museum celebrates the richness of African American culture and chronicles the enduring struggle for freedom and equality.
So as the elevator descended down, the years went backward, and now we're in the very deepest point underground of the museum, and we have to climb our way back out, so it's pretty symbolic.
First section is called Slavery and Freedom.
So it's like we're entering the slave ship. I've learned about this one before. It's Nat Turner's rebellion in 1831, and just like a lot of other rebellions, it failed, but she tried to organize a slave revolt and it just didn't work. The Missouri Compromise of 1820 was basically that there was this line that divided the North and South so that all future states north of the line would be free and everything south would be slave.
Oh, that guy's scary. This section is about defending freedom, defining freedom, and the era of segregation.
This is a segregated train. We're in the white cell section.
Right now we are at the contemplating court.
The very top floor of the museum celebrates the contributions of African Americans to the music industry. That is the National Museum of African American History and Culture.
My favorite part was the slave ship simulation or because it talking a lot about life back then on the ships for all the black slaves.
I love the way this museum is openized because of all the dark history stuff. It's underground, and then you have to climb your way up, and then once you reach the top, you can go even further. And the upper galleries, which are there, have all the happy parts about Black culture, like all the artwork and music and stuff like that. Next, we're going to the National Museum of American History.
Founded in 1964, this museum preserves the stories, inventions, and ideals that shaped the American experience. We're on the 3rd floor. We're going to work our way down.
We're looking at George Washington's coat that he wore in 1789 for commemorative portraits.
This is Abraham Lincoln's top hat. It's not tall at all, and it was kind of underwhelming.
Hello, I'm Donald Trump.
Here are Dorothy's ruby slippers from Wizard of Oz.
And that was the National Museum of American History.
My favorite part was seeing Dorothy's ruby slippers. That was really cool because I like the story Wizard of Oz.
The best part of this museum, which we could not film, was seeing the Star-Spangled Banner. It was probably one of the biggest flags I've ever seen, and just it was put in a dark place where you're not allowed to take photos, but you can kind of relive what Francis Scott Key felt in the 1800s when he was inspired to write the song. And then of course the President's exhibit and seeing Lincoln's top hat was cool. But other than that, I wouldn't say this museum is a must-see in Washington, D.C. because there were only a few things that interested me. And I liked the African American Museum better.
Our next stop is the International Spy Museum. This museum unveils the shadowy world of espionage, showcasing the gadgets, missions, and secrets that shaped global history. This is a briefing station, so we're gonna start our ID.
It's a World War II escape map, and it says it was made of silk or mulberry paper so that it would be quiet when it's unfolding. The world's first microdot in 1852. That small dot there has 755 letters. Jonna Mendes, she was a CIA agent, and she tested George H.W. Bush in this meeting by wearing this mask. This was guys. And I guess it succeeded because at the time women were not known to be spies.
We're deciphering this message.
Finally, after 4 games, I finally succeeded. In 2004, the US missed the hiding place of Osama bin Laden because they were too focused on something else.
Oh, it's slippery.
Oh no, oh no.
That's so slippery. Oh, why is this so slippery?
This small section is called Fateful Failures, and it's about when Intel failed. So this half is on 9/11 and the other is on Pearl Harbor, because those were probably the 2 biggest attacks on America that were not stopped. And that is the International Spy Museum.
I really like how interactive this museum is. It's very informative and very exciting on how all these people are able to sneak things into small objects to become spies. It's really cool.
I liked how this museum was a blend of digital games, physical games, and also a lot of information on different countries. And I think my favorite story from this museum was the guy that used to work for Hamas, and then he got arrested, and then the Israelis kind of turned him into a spy, and then they blew up his home to fake his death. That was pretty cool.
See you in the next video. Bye!